Hi, welcome to another edition of the Vodcast. I'm Mark Caesar with Ed Clements and Sergeant Sam. Pastor Alan Edwards has been in the news this week, guys. He is a Presbyterian minister who is married. He and his wife are expecting their first child in January, but he openly admits he also is sexually attracted to men. And he says, I talked about that to my wife before we got married. We met at a counselor's camp. We talked about it. I told her, this is how I feel. I have this strong urge to have sex with men, but I also love you. And she still married him. He was open with the pastor hiring committee at his church. He told them, I have this urge to have sex with men. And they said, fine, come aboard. You're our lead pastor. And now he's making news, Ed, with these revelations that he's a married man, he's about to be a father-to-be, and yet he says, I do have these strong physical urges.
Well, and he's a full-time confused man. That's what he is, Mark. How in the world can you hire a pastor to lead a church who says, oh, I'm married, I'm going to have a kid, but boy, howdy, I like that guy in row 3, seat 2. That's ridiculous. This guy's confused. He needs to straighten up his life. Be either gay, be either straight, or be bisexual. But you want that kind of a person to lead your church? I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, you know, you're trying to say that anyone, a man or woman of the cloth should be perfect?
Come on, that? Sam. When a woman, how many men or women of the cloth you said, hey, I like the other sex? Oh,
there's a lot.
Wait a second. Let him talk. This might be the first time Sam has supported a man who says he wants to have sex with men.
Excuse me,
go
Sam,
ahead.
I apologize.
See, there you go, putting words in my mouth. Again, Mark Caesar, what I'm saying is you can't help what your mind thinks. You can help acting on it. And this is why it's news. Because the gay community hates people that say, I may be somewhat attracted to men, but I choose not to act on it because it's a choice.
He's more than attractive. He's sexually attractive. And that means he wants to humpa with some other guys.
You know, you can humpa all you want to, but what the gay community hates about what this man's saying, he's made the conscious choice not to act on it any more than a straight man that's married and is sexually attracted to about half the women in the congregation.
Okay, you think that marriage will last long? Say, I'm going to marry you, I love you, but I'm sexually attracted to other women. That marriage will last about gone.
Okay, you're sexually attracted to women and you're married. You choose not to act on it, right? You better tell your wife that anyway.
I want to go back to the point you made a moment ago, Sam. Do you think that the LGBTQ community sees this pastor as a threat?
Oh, huge threat. For the simple reason, every time they talk about someone that was gay, that went straight, they don't like that either. Because they want to tell everybody in the world, I'm born that way and I have to act this way, and that is my story and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, the pastor says that he loves his wife.
Yeah.
He's sexually attracted to her.
So he's actually bisexual, really.
But he says he does still have a sexual attraction to men, not universally, but some men.
Right. Well, I just think it's a situation.
But you think it's going to end in disaster for the wife and the kid that's coming into life?
I think this marriage is going to end because one of these days, you know, Sam over there in row 3, seat 2 is going to attract him, and he's going to have a little humpity in the parish hall or something.
You better ask Sam if he's going to go along with it.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a fictitious Sam. But I think it's trouble, Mark. I just think it's a recipe for
What do you make of the hiring committee at the church?
I think that the hiring committee looked at this man and said, ye without sin cast the first stone. You look at individuals out there have all sorts of attractions that aren't right in the eyes of God. We choose to pray, we choose to be staunch in our beliefs, and we ask for wisdom and guidance in everything that we do, that we don't succumb to temptation, because the old Diablo is everywhere and he's tempting you at every point.
I said
it's like you hide money from your wife so that you can buy that set of golf clubs
Sam,
that you're not supposed to have.
You're exactly right. No man is perfect, but I want the leader of the church
to be more perfect, right?
To be more perfect.
Oh,
I want the President of the United States not to we've had that's a bad example. In the White
Go ahead and
House.
bring Clinton up.
You hold them to a higher standard.
I do hold them to a higher
All right,
standard.
that'll do it for this edition of the Vodcast with Mark, Ed, and Sergeant Sam. You can express your opinions anytime on the Mark Ed and Sergeant Sam Facebook page or on the radio with us. Weekday mornings, 5:30 to 10, 590 AM and 99.7 FM.